Hi everyone, welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. I am at the community garden. I haven't been here in 2 weeks. It's 95 degrees right now at 5:30 in the afternoon, and I hear the weeds have overtaken the garden. So we're going to see just how bad it is and see what we can do to clean it up and tamp out some of these weeds. Being this hot in the day, you can see nobody is out here but us crazy people. But here's our little garden plot. You can't even tell where our stuff is. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this garden is a mess. It's a mess. Well, we're going to walk through, even though we can't even tell where the roads are. You can't even tell, but the tomatoes are there. The squash is there as well. The beans, these are beans right here. Potatoes, we use the Ruth Stout method on the potatoes, and we put potatoes all along this little place right here. I don't see any of them coming up yet, but there are definitely weeds right there. But we're going to cover all these weeds up because right here are green beans, and then right here are supposed to be potatoes, but we will see. What is all of this over here? All of that over there is collards. We have cucumbers right there. I think I did basil too. I think we got some basils growing in the weeds. Anyway, the plan, and I do mean the plan, is to get some weed barrier down and clean up where we can so we can differentiate, tell the difference, I should say, between our garden and the weeds. Because right now I can't tell what's what because the weeds are crazy. And eventually our garden will look as good as some of these other ones out here. And the other important thing that we need to talk about, y'all, is I brought a lot of help so we can get out here, get things done in an hour at most, and get out of this heat. So I will show you what we're doing along the way. Hi, one of the first things that we're going to do is put the weed barrier down. Take two, by the way. And what we're going to do, since this is a community garden, we're not looking for any kind of barrier that's going to last for many, many years because we don't know what plot we're going to be in next year. I got the cheap stuff. This is the cheap weed barrier. It might make it through the season. If it makes it through the season, we'll be good. But we'll put the barrier down first, and anywhere where we can't put the barrier, then we will worry about weeding. And I brought the best help ever. I got Mr. Todd here to help us out today. Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome.
Y'all, the community garden is not the only place where I've helped people set up their gardens this year. I also helped my daughter set up her GreenStalk vertical planters this year. I surprised her last week by setting up 2 GreenStalks for her. Now, she knew she had GreenStalks, but she didn't know that I was going to set them up and have them waiting for her when she came home. I've asked her to do a short video showing you how the GreenStalks are doing. 1 week ago, actually it's been 1 week, and this is how the GreenStalks are doing and how happy she is about the GreenStalks. So here's her little clip.
Look at how well everything's coming in now. Let's see, it's only been, what, a week? And everything is doing so well. My peppers have come back to life. Tomatoes are growing. It's actually my first tomato there coming in. So much to look forward to. Thank you, Mom, for planting these for me.
Didn't those green stalks take off fast? I mean, in a week, those green beans have grown like 8 inches. That's the difference between Georgia versus Ohio. It's super warm down there, the humidity is down there, and she's got the perfect growing space for those green stalks. But anyway, people were asking what did she think about the green stalks, and I just wanted to cut that in to make sure that everybody got to know how my daughter is enjoying her 2 new green stalks. Now let's get back to the community garden because it's super hot and we're trying to move fast. Potatoes, we use the Ruth Stout method on the potatoes, and we put potatoes all along this little place right here. I don't see any of them coming up yet, but there are definitely weeds. The Ruth Stout method for potatoes is to plant the potatoes above the ground. You can plant it in hay, but the intent is not to dig the ground up and bury the potatoes, but more like let the potatoes sit on top of the ground, just covering it up with hay, soil, or something of that nature, and not have to go through the trouble of digging them up in the ground. The ground at the community garden was so hard. It was so hard. So when I came back with the seeds, I thought it was best anything that I planted from seed not to use only the native soil, and I brought some potting soil to kind of mix it in a little bit so that those seeds could flourish. And the green beans you saw did very well. The potatoes, I didn't want to use that hard, thick clay soil or the potatoes wouldn't have been able to stretch out and grow more potatoes. So I decided to lay the potatoes on the ground and cover it up with straw and soil. And as the potatoes start to grow outside of that soil, we're going to just add more soil. We're going to just keep healing soil up on top of the potatoes. We didn't go down, we're going up with the potatoes. So we cleaned the rows up just a little bit, and now we're laying cardboard down and we're wetting the cardboard just so it doesn't fly away until we can get it down good. Miss Ty's over here watering the tomato plants. We got cages up for all of the tomatoes, but you can actually see where things are growing now. Still got a little more weeding to do, but you can see the beans are coming in nicely. I only have 1 or 2 potatoes coming up, but it's starting to look like a garden, y'all. It's starting to look like a garden. And I normally don't use these types of trellising in my yard, in my garden, but this will work for a community garden. And y'all look, there's our first red tomato. Look at that.
Awesome.
I think that's a Nova.
Is it
What is
sweet?
it?
It's sweet. You gonna eat it?
Yep.
You ready to taste it?
It
Sure.
Miss Ty's gonna taste the first tomato.
is.
It's a red Nova, I believe.
Should be good. Pop with flavor.
It's actually good.
Is it?
Yep.
And Miss Ty doesn't like tomatoes. But it's a big difference from that store-bought stuff, isn't it?
Oh, it will be.
It is. This is like, I like this.
Yeah, that's a lot better. It's a lot better
Mm-hmm.
when you grow them yourself.
Absolutely. As y'all saw, the weeds were ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. And there were vining weeds as well as just a little bit of everything because, you know, we were out in a field. So we pulled up as many of the weeds as we could that were in between the rows and close to like the beans and that kind of stuff. But that's not something I want to do, y'all. I don't want to be pulling weeds every week I go out to the community garden. And that's why we are using 2 different methods to try to tamp down some of those weeds because I don't want to pull weeds, y'all. I have used straw before to kind of tamp down weeds, but y'all, we in a field. That straw is not working. That didn't work. So that was a waste, but at least it helped mark the rows until we could find a better solution. And now we're using a very cheap weed barrier. That's what that black plastic looking stuff is. It's not the good stuff. It's not going to help drain well at all. And it's probably going to disintegrate before the end of the season. But it should help what we need it to do for the next few months that we need it to be out there. That's not a long-term type of weed fabric I would recommend. Now, the other option, which is the free option, which are cardboard boxes. I didn't have that many to bring. That's why you're not going to see a whole bunch out there in this video, but we're coming back with more, and a lot more. We will have a box down in every walk-in area possible in that community garden. So the next time you see a video of the community garden, don't be surprised if you see a lot more boxes than you saw today. The other thing that we didn't talk about was watering. So my friends have been going out to the garden and watering at least once a day. But it's been above 90 degrees now for the three or four days now, above 90, actually 95 degrees. We've been with a heat index of over 100 degrees for the last 3 days for sure. With it being that warm, watering once a day is not going to be enough. And there's no shade whatsoever at the community garden. So we went ahead and watered, which you're going to see in the video here. But watering is going to be critical to keep these plants growing properly with the amount of sun that's beating down on them. But initially, and up until this point, my friends have been doing an excellent job of watering, which also made it very easy to pull those weeds out, at least for the ones we decided to pull out. Okay, y'all, we are going to wrap up the community garden episode 2. Our helpers and I have been at it for about an hour. We've done all we're going to do. We will come out with more cardboard and finish going through the rows, but we're going to call it for today, y'all, because it's too hot. Safety first, safety last, safety always. But I'll at least show you everything we got one more time. We got our rows over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows front to back. And then we have 2 rows on the side. We got a variety of different types of trellising out here. I don't believe tomato plants are going to get as tall as they do in my garden just because of the type soil that we're in. So these trellising systems should be fine. We already had our first strawberry, our first tomato. We got a couple peppers over here that are getting close. But y'all, we've cleaned it up. We still need more cardboard in a couple of rows, but y'all, that's it. That's it for today. Again, that's it from the community garden. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, turning on notifications, liking the video, and please share with your friends and family. You can grow as well. You don't have to have space at home. Go into a community garden. We're going to pay $30 for the full season. You know how much money we can save on vegetables at that grocery store by coming to the community garden? So that's it for today. Until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you hang out at Kim's Cozy Corner and the community garden. See you again real soon. Bye.